It's a pleasure to be representing my fellow trustees who are here today. As the chair of the board and mother of 4 children that have graduated from the Hun School, I realize I am standing between you, your diplomas, and your family celebrations. And so I will attempt to be relatively short by focusing on 3 pieces of advice I wish I was given when I was in high school. Advice number 1, be an active participant in your life. I personally believe that now, more than any other previous time period, we are living in a world where it's easy to feel like life is being determined by forces beyond your control. To give an obvious example, I would imagine that most of you, at least briefly, have thought that artificial intelligence may impact the career paths you are thinking of going into. But there's also a more subtle example of forces that sometimes we seem powerless against, myself included. There haven't been a few evenings when we look up from our phones and realize, often unhappy, that we once again spent too much time on some social media site drawn into the engaging trivia on the screen. These types of large and small examples are a constant reinforcing message that we lack control over the outcome of our own life. So first, my first piece of advice is that you fight this tendency to feel a passive participant and instead take actions to ensure you become an active character in your own story. In every aspect of life, whether it be academic achievement, financial success, your health, or your friendships, you will have a million reinforcing pieces of evidence to choose from to convince you that forces beyond your control have determined the outcome. And honestly, sometimes you're right. Sometimes that teacher or boss is out to get you, or your inconsiderate parents did give you those bad set of genes. But more often than not, this is not the case. And blaming external forces, people, and factors is really just an easy way out. It's extremely hard not to do that, though. We are all biologically set to see negative forces in life. When we were cavemen, it paid off to have this tendency of impending dangers because people who woke up, walked outside, gazed up at the beautiful sunrise, got eaten. But we don't live in that world anymore. Life has never been better. Yet, studies continue to show that as a population, we've never felt worse. An Amish proverb says, "A great deal of what we see depends on what we're looking for." I challenge you as you enter college to try to wake up each day and actively choose to see the positive aspects of life, to optimistically believe that you, not society, not your genetics, and some form, not technology, can control your life's path. Advice number 2, strive to become the best version of yourself. I have often heard people talk about college as a time of exploration, and it is, but I would contend that not all exploration is good exploration. As a result, a piece of advice I gave my own children was not to look at college as a time for exploration, but rather a time to find your perfect self. By all means, have new experiences, meet new people, try new things, but only if you think those experiences, people, and things will bring you one step closer to the person you ultimately want to be. To put it another way, many of you have up until this point spent a large portion of your life trying to make your parents proud, which as a parent, I would argue, could be a very positive thing. However, your next stage of life will be one where you will need to stop focusing on making others proud. Become more conscious of what your best self looks like, and then intentionally take actions to become that person. And here is where it will get frustrating, because the reality is we'll never actually become that perfect person. You may fail often, and sometimes you may fail miserably in ways that make you question every action you took up until that point. When this happens, remember two things. First, it is normal, and you have already accomplished your real goal, which is to be slightly better than you were yesterday. And second, during those times when you feel low, remember, not everyone's comments or their suggestions or their criticisms should be treated equally. As an NFL quarterback, Aaron Rodgers once said, "Don't take criticism from people that you wouldn't take advice from." And lastly, advice number 3, use your concentrated benefit. As a founder of a wealth management company, my team and I spend a significant amount of time analyzing data. And what always struck me is the concentration of power is almost every area of the economy. To provide you with a few fun facts, did you know that 75% of all syrup is produced in Canada, and 80% of all vanilla comes from Madagascar, and 50% of orange juice comes from Brazil? But what's interesting is that this concentration is not limited to the food we eat. One more on a serious note, do you know that the wealthiest 10% of Americans own 93% of all the stocks? Or that Microsoft's value as a single company is big or bigger than the entire economy of France, Saudi Arabia, or the United Kingdom? Now, I mention these examples because I think every one of you graduating today is becoming the beneficiaries of a different form of this concentration. You have been blessed to attend one of the best academic institutions with an alumni network that spans countless industries globally. You don't need to apologize for this privilege. You need to use it. Maybe you will use it to dismantle some of the concentration inequities I just cited. Or maybe you'll use it to gain access to become the next CEO of Microsoft. It's not my place to tell you your purpose. It is, however, my hope that you fully grasp the gift you are walking out of here today and use it to the best of your ability. To emphasize this point, I want to use a quick metaphor from a business book called Traction. In it, the author points out that the sun provides the earth with billions of energy kilowatts every day. And if we stand in it for an hour, the worst we're going to get is a sunburn. On the other hand, a few watts of energy focused in one direction, and all the laser beam needs to cut through the diamonds. For every perspective, from my perspective, Hun has given you the academic equivalent of 1 billion kilowatts of energy. Now it is on you to go focus on that gift so you can cut your own diamonds. With my utmost admiration, I extend my warmest congratulations to the class of 2024 and wish you the best of luck as each of you begin your next stage of your own journey. Thank you.